What's up, YouTube? So my at-bats here are slim pickings. So at-bats means customers who are coming in seeking work to be done on their cars and say they don't have the money to fix it. So this is why we charge for diagnostic now. It's called the waste of time charge. So this morning I have a guy greet me out in the parking lot with all smiles. I was, hey, what's going on? He doesn't answer me. He goes, I guess there's somebody up front. Yes, there is somebody at the counter because they have a job to greet customers and see what their problems are. So I was nice about it. And it's an older minivan. So and Rachel's talking to him. I asked him on our way up to the office why he's here. His vehicle has no power, and no power can come from transmission, clogged converter, locked up brakes, engine performance problems, so on and so forth. So I leave Rachel to handle the interview process and what's going on. And Rachel says, hey, it's going to be $90 to look at your car. And he's like, well, since when do you do that? Since now, dude. It's becoming so horrible with, the at-bats here that I need to start charging for my time. Because I don't work for free, and my skills and abilities are not free. Rachel's not free. The paper's not free. The lifts aren't free. This facility isn't free. So you're not getting your vehicle diagnosed for free anymore here at Meineke Simmons. So I grabbed the paperwork, and Rachel says, what's going on? I said, yeah, I heard. So I go out to the car. I start it up. He has papers covering the dash cluster where there's information that alerts the driver. Because I asked him for his check engine light on. He says he doesn't know. Okay. Well, if you didn't know, then that's why you're paying to have us diagnose your car as well. Many reasons why. Pull the papers off. I send Rachel my visual inspection, walk around the vehicle, that this car's in rough shape, engine lights on, I'm going for a road test. The car barely accelerates, control arms are clunking, suspension's clanking and banging. Go around the corner, can't even make it onto the highway, just bogging down, and the suspension's rackety as hell. I'm like, all right, time to go back and shop. Tell Rachel that legit, this car is falling apart from every piece in the front end. I can't accelerate. This road test is incomplete. Advise the customer that what I'm doing, bring it back in, and then going to start the diagnostic process. Scan it for codes, EGR code, cat efficiency code, open the hood, visual inspection. EGR is newer, aftermarket, not OEM. For all you guys that say you have to put it back the way it was. And I'm okay with that. Valve covers are piston oil. I can smell it burning off the manifolds. Put it up in the air. Underside of the engine's covered in oil. Looking at the front end, control arms are wasted, links are wasted, struts are wasted, rotors are rust pitted, pads are just about shot, rear brakes just about shot, rocker panels rusted out, oil pan's got corrosion, protrusions, I suspect, without getting too technical. Looking at the spark plugs, they have milky fluid coming out of the spark plug holes. So out of the spark plug holes, and then down the spark plug, down the cylinder head, and down the bottom of the block. A snail trail. It's not old. It's actually wax now because it's been leaking oil into the spark plugs for so long. And then the moisture and antifreeze and rain turned it into this milky wax all down the back of the engine block. So now I suspect that he's got a Cloud Cat 2, probably completely plugged, almost plugged, who knows. EGR codes could be plugged, clogged, wrong EGR, who knows. Left front tire's got a bald edge. So I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, dude, you actually haven't fixed anything on this car in a long time. Anything that would make this car worth keeping, you've neglected entirely. So I tell Rachel, what the approach should be. Here's spark plugs, wires, valve cover gaskets, EGR, clean and clear EGR ports, 170,000 mile vehicle. Replace the catalytic converter, brakes and rotors all the way around, control arms, struts, links. Like, this thing needs tons of work. And I say, hey, if he just wants to get it running, put the CAD on it and go from there. So then we get to, you know, it's $5,000 worth of work, and then we're telling him like, hey, you can't even get a decent car for $5,000 today. And then he's like, you know, it's a lot of money. I'm like, dude, you haven't fixed anything on this car in years. That's why your car is in such bad shape. Nothing. You've done nothing in years. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go buy a new car. I said, oh, really? I said, you don't want to fix anything? It's not worth it. I said, well, you obviously couldn't afford or didn't want to. Afford and didn't want to usually go hand in hand. In 10 years, you haven't done nothing to this car. But then you're going to go buy a new car where you're going to do nothing to that? Yep. You're never changing the spots on a Leopard, that's for sure. And he said, well, I'm going to go trade it in. I said, they're going to give you $300 scrap value for this. You're better off at least making it run and try and get $1,500 for it than $300 trading it in. Like, they're going to look at it and say, they may even tell you they don't even want it. And I've had dealerships say that. They don't even want to be bothered with trying to get rid of it. It's not worth them haggling with the scrapyard what they're going to give you for the car. And if they give you $500, they may only get $300 or $250. So you have to understand, like, when your car is that bad, this is the things. Nah, I don't want to fix anything. Yeah. The at-bats recently have been tough here. And it's not my fault. They're coming in and say, hey, my car's fucked up, check it out, diagnose it, and then you give them the list of unsafe needs. You're not even getting into maintenance work. You're just unsafe and drivability issues. Not even have you ever changed your air filter or cabin air filter. How about a set of wipers, PCV valve, just the routine maintenance. Nope. Gas and go.